Hi, my friends. It's almost Halloween and I have some spooky instruments to share with you and I can't wait to share them. So we just warmed up using solfege, and solfege has some notes that are low. Do. And then some notes that are high. Do. So basically, a low note has a pitch that is low, and a high note has a pitch that is high. And it's really great when you're learning music to be able to tell the difference between a high pitch and a low pitch. If you have a drum, for instance, and you hit the very middle, you get a low pitch. And if you hit the edge, you get a high pitch. So my spooky instruments have different types of pitches, and I want you to try and figure out if it's low or high or maybe somewhere in between, okay? So first spooky instrument I have is number 1, and I call this the rattling bones. And maybe you can guess what it is made out of. It is a plant that grows out of the ground, and pandas love to eat it. Yes, it is bamboo. So this instrument is a percussion instrument from Malaysia, and it is made out of bamboo. And when I shake it like this, it sounds like rattling bones, which is kind of a spooky sound. So that is my spooky sound number 1. Whether or not that has a high or low pitch, I think that you should try and decide for yourself. But to me, I think it's pretty high, or maybe in between, in the middle. Okay? So my second spooky instrument is a vibraton. It's pretty heavy and it's cold. So what do you think it might be made out of? Metal. It is made out of metal, and it has this slit right here on either side of one side of it, and that helps these two parts to vibrate more because they're not solid like this side. There is this hole on top, which I cover with my thumb, and that makes the sound make a wavering sound, kind of like a ghost. Let's listen to spooky instrument number 2, the vibraton. Ooh, that is spooky. So I think that sounds kind of like a ghost. So that is spooky instrument number 2. And I also think this has a pretty high pitch. But the next instrument that I'm going to play for you might help us to understand the difference between high and low pitches a little bit more. So this is a gong. It's very heavy. It's made out of metal. And here's the sound. That is definitely a spooky sound. I think about if it was Halloween night and it was dark, maybe there was a breeze and it came through the leaves and made a sound, and then I heard this out of nowhere, I might be scared. So Halloween is about having fun, being a little bit scared, having the shivers a little bit. And so that is why I wanted to share these sounds with you, so that you could tell me which one is the spookiest. Let's go back to the ghost now. This one says, la. That's a pretty high note, and I can tell because I'm singing it high in my voice. Now let's listen to this one. of my gong is lower than the pitch of my vibraton. And the pitch of my vibraton is higher than the pitch of my gong. All right, I have one more spooky instrument to share with you today. As you can tell, it makes a rattling sound. Now let's take a look. When I flutter it, it looks a little bit like a bat. One of my students said it looked like a spider. So it kind of looks spooky already. But what is it made of? Well, these are cut in half, but they used to be together like this. What do you think was inside of there? It's not wood and it's not plastic. It comes from nature. Seed pod. These were seeds. There were seeds inside of them at least. They were cut in half and then they were put on some twine, which is really, really strong string. Now that sort of sounds like rattling bones as well. Let's compare it with the other rattling bones. Rattling bones number 1. Rattling bones number 2. You have to tell me which one you think is spookier, but I will tell you the pitch of rattling bones number 2 is pretty high. It's higher than the pitch of rattling bones number 1. So now it's your turn to tell me which instrument is the spookiest of all. Is it the ghost, or the rattling bones number 1, the rattling bones number 2, or is it the gong? Which one gives you the shivers? I hope that you'll tell me next time that I see you. Have a wonderful and safe Halloween, my friends. Bye-bye.